And we have liftoff. Thank you so much for tuning into the Planet Guardian podcast. We're your hosts, Aneesa and Robbie, and we're so glad to have you back. We will be reviewing episode 10, wow, of Girls Planet 999, an internet survival show where 99 girls from 3 different countries, China, Japan, and Korea, come together to make a group of 9. So Aneesa, how did you feel about this episode?
I mean, honestly, I can't sum it up in 3 words like we did last time. I feel like we just
then just one word.
One word. M snake.
Ah,
that's a word, right?
Sure.
And you?
Okay.
Hey, we said one word.
Shit. That's it. That's the word. That's the word.
Yeah, here it is. So I'll just go through it real quick because it didn't really change that much. The biggest change is that I don't know why I'm stuttering saying her name, but Ririka is up there now. I kicked Katone out.
That's nice.
Yeah, I like their little performance, and I guess we'll get into that later. I already knew my top 9 wasn't going to change that much because, like I said, we already saw what everyone has to offer up to this point. So I feel like this far into the show, they have to do something real big to make a change. So the other people who I wouldn't mind being in this group, and that's why I put like a little top 12, is Bora, Shen Wei, Fuyaning, Katone, and Mei. What I'm really hoping for is that, because Mnet's been doing a Planet Pass up until this point, I'm hoping that they're going to make it like an 11 or 12 member group. And I feel like a lot of people wouldn't mind that. And I was messaging you about it before, and I was saying that we've seen produce seasons, and pretty much the top 5, 6, or 7 are set. They're going to debut, and it's like 7 to, well, in this case, 7 to 9. But in other shows, 7 to 11, 7 to 12 have to fight for their spot. So I feel like in a show like this, they should keep it 11 or 12 members. So what I'm hoping that they'll do is like maybe surprises at the end. And after they announce the top 9, they'll be like, and here's a little razzle dazzle, open right now and save 3 more girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like wishful thinking.
Right.
It's really not, it's not going to happen. So I don't want to like be hopeful for something that I just imagined in my brain.
Well, no, I mean, I think at this point, everybody has their fantasy. So
yeah. Exactly. I think a lot of people would agree to, like, I don't know, we saw 99 girls, and I feel like 99 and anyways, that's it. It's pretty much the same as last time. So
this is my top 9.
Oh, perfect.
And I put the crown on everybody because everyone deserves to feel special.
I love that edit.
This nonsense of only the top. I'm over it. They're my top 9, so they all get the crown. All right.
Is this the same as your last top 9?
I think I took Wen Zhe out. I like her. I just don't think she fits my group. Like, to be fair, I like them. I like a lot of them, but as a group, I think there's a lot of cool pieces. Sorry, I'm too close to camera. A lot of cool pieces, but they don't make sense, and no one's trying to make sense of them. And anyway, it is what it is. I'm just ready to support the girls that like outside of this show. That's kind of where I'm at with it. But this is my top 9. Please don't tell me this is unrealistic. This is my top 9.
I don't even like when people say that blah blah blah
There's
is unrealistic.
There's one specific person that every time I post, or not post, we share, your top 1 is unrealistic. It's never going to happen. And I'm like, take that mess elsewhere. Like, this is
the
our
one thing that I have to say about that is that the show is not over yet. The show is not over. You can still keep voting for your girl. The only thing that's unrealistic is if I still had Hayden or G1 or something in my top 9. Until the girl gets eliminated. Nothing is unrealistic. Yeah. Like it's not like it's a 16. Like, and Momo is in twice now. Like,
but I understand those that feel that way because it felt that we have to. Let's finish this top 9. Janai, no, well, let's go. All right,
keep holding on to your hope, okay?
You know,
so
good. I don't want to do that, but then I don't want to lie to myself and make myself disappointed, because when I did that, I was real salty and haggard and come on here and dragging everybody, and then everyone's like, he's mean, so I had to let go.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing, but it's not funny. But
I understand. I have a tendency to make things away, but yeah, so I had to let go. But I see what Mnet's doing. I get it. If we want to talk about this topic, we can, or we can talk about this after we talk about the performances.
Yeah,
this goes into those team 1, team 2, team 3, O.O.O, and I'm like, this is a bunch of BS nonsense. I definitely do not. Oh, sorry, I'm stomping on the floor.
Adds flavor. It adds razzle dazzle. So,
which ain't gonna be in this group.
So we can talk about like the show first, and then talk about the little nonsense.
They could have kept that. I would have been happy without that. Oh gosh. Who went first? Shoot went first. Right?
Well, do you want to talk about everything that happened before the?
We kind of talked about those things already.
I still got a little nonsense to add about.
Okay, go for it.
Well, I guess about the fan meet and also the little masters party.
Oh yeah.
So, I enjoyed the little snippets they showed us of the fan meet. It was nice. What I noticed about the fan meet is that I feel like a lot of girls, and I might have said this before, but I feel like a lot of girls would have benefited more from performing in front of an audience instead of in front of cameras, because Bahia was the only one that stood out to me when Mnet replayed, technically played for the first time, the fan meet. And like at the fan meet, I was like, she was glowing, like she looked happy, like even when they were performing. Yeah, like I feel like she's one of those people, like the energy coming back to her would, brighten her up. I would
probably liked her more if she had that energy.
Exactly.
I tell you, and I said this earlier on, the girl, like, it's kind of unfortunate the girls couldn't have had a live audience for this. I don't understand why they couldn't have had, like, they have concerts in Korea still. It's just reduced, limited seating. Everyone has to wear a mask. Everyone has to temperature check, whatever. So they could have done that, and they could have done similar, like the sneeze guards or whatever, those, plastic railings, whatever, just so they can have I honestly think if they had live voting to give them the benefits rather than the Planet Masters voting, things would have turned out a lot differently, and the things that we enjoyed as fans would have been more, in my opinion. I don't know. Some people felt heard, so I can't talk for everyone, but I feel like it would be more close to what we kind of feel like. For example, I think Ice Cream Team should have won over
100%.
And that's just how I feel about that. I think Our Team should have won in the 3-person team. That's how I feel. Things like that, I think, would have probably happened more so versus, well, if that was the case, probably BBS would have won. But yeah, anyway, I just think it was kind of skewered, but it all goes back to when you see people with live audience and live reactions, it's different, because when you're just performing in front of these Planet Masters, that's why, and we'll get to this later, Chaehyun she was nervous because those Planet Masters kind of went in on her a little bit. And so she's performing in front of the same people that went in on her, and she's trying to meet their expectations. And we know she can sing well. We know she has a good stage presence. It probably would have been different had the people that actually give a damn about her, like her fans, were there cheering her on. I'm going to go back to Produce 48. When all the girls that made it to the concept challenge performed on Mnet, it was way different. They had fan chants for them girls, and everyone was like, where was this energy for the show? But again, not everyone that are fans of the show get to be a part of the audience. There you go. So when the audience that actually cares about these contestants get to watch these contestants perform, their energy is different. Man, I'm glad you brought that up, because I actually had something to say about that.
See, that's why I'm like, we might as well talk about everything on the show, because once you start remember and thinking about it, you're gonna have something to say. So there's no point in just, let's just get straight to the performances.
I'm a little melancholy because I'm just like, man, y'all really did that.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like that's the only thing that I really had to say about it. That I feel like a lot of girls, like when I think about people like Bahe is always a scared puppy on stage. I don't care what people say. They try to make it seem like she has such good stage presence. And another one is, what's her name in Utopia? The Chinese girl that they were like,
Cho?
Yeah, I feel like people like them who they just don't look right in front of the camera. Like they just look worried and scared. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like
She
people
looked
like them.
right during that Fiesta performance. She was looking right in that performance. If we talk more about this, because I have some things to say about that, but I understand what you're saying.
So basically, I feel like people like them, if they were performing in front of an audience for every competition, it would have been different. You know, maybe we would still get the same ranking up until the end, but I still feel like they would have benefited more. That's all I have to say about that. If you want to move on to the next topic, well, I don't really want to talk about the little Planet Master party they had because the Planet Masters are completely useless. They didn't deserve that party. So
someone on Twitter put Bae Jung from I think that's her name, from Produce for like 101 and 48, and put the dance lady from this show, and they're like, you will never be her. And I was like, y'all right.
You know, right. When we first started watching this show, I thought they were the same person because they look similar. And I was like, girl, similar, where's your
we're everything?
Yeah, like, why are you like this? Why aren't you like how you were in 48?
No, I missed
that.
They look similar, but it's just like she's like a younger version. Like if she was maybe in her early 30s without kids, and that would have been her, right?
In her early 30s without kids.
Because girlfriend has kids.
Yeah.
And what I love about the original dance trainer is that she actually keeps up with the girls. I remember IOI girls got together and she was like, Nanan, like, what about me? Like, why wasn't I invited to this? And I was like, that's so cute. And she be keeping up with the girls. She be the same.
Some of them follow her too on Instagram.
And she follows them back. Mm-hmm. And also like another person that's involved in Produce One that actually be following people. He's the same guy that produced the Paint the Town for Luna. Forget his name. But
is it Lee Suman? Is that him?
No. That's him. He did So What and Why Not. The same guy who did Paint the Town also did the finale song for Produce 101 season 1. And he be following the same girls. And he worked with Produce 48 and with Eddie and them. And he still be interacting with Eddie. He said, "Oh, Eddie, oh, blah, blah, blah." So I like that. Like he's just professional about it. But
so no, because I didn't like the way he said that. You were like, "Oh, Eddie." I was like, "Is this like a oh Eddie, or is it like a
no, not a healthy way?" No,
okay.
He's professional. I think he's like the one that's like producing Bugaboo, but this is not a Bugaboo podcast. I hate that name. Anyway, but anyway, point being is I don't see these people keeping up with the girls after the show is over. I personally don't see it.
Like, they barely even talk to them on the show.
I don't see Sunmi or Tiffany's like, oh, how you commenting on their Instagram. I feel like as soon as the show is done, that's a wrap, Jack.
I have nothing to add. The Masters are just, what was the point? What was the point? And then
I don't think they cared.
But the thing that makes it so frustrating is that let's just talk about the performances.
I like dragging the Masters. Keep going.
I mean, I'm gonna keep dragging them later, but it's just like they're judging the girls, and then the girls have to perform in front of the same people, and then like I feel like the advice that they give 90% of the time is useless. It's just useless. It's not really helping them improve. And a lot of times they just keep picking on the Chinese girls. And I'm just like, why do you guys nitpick every single thing that the Chinese girls do?
I'll say this. When Homeboy said to Shin Wei, oh, practice this 500 times. And she did. And she did what she needed to do. I was really proud of her. But
he's actually one of the better masters. I think he's the only one who actually gives decent advice.
Sometimes.
Him or the dancer. I don't know.
Sometimes.
One of them.
Sometimes. I also didn't like how that vocal coach was telling us about the dance. Like she's supposed to be transferring her energy spirit to. I was like, girl, shush your face. Shush. She said, oh, Ruiqi's supposed to be transferring her spirit winds to. I was like, girl, if you don't shush, and tell these girls how to sing. Like, these girls need to stepping out of their lane.
Exactly.
I was just like, girl, ain't no one listening to you, and you hardly get screen time anyway. You lucky that you even in this chair getting a little Mnet check. Like, girl, be quiet. Ain't no one asked you. You are a vocal coach. Stick to the vocal coach. Maybe if you were vocal coaching, you would have gotten Fu Yaning the note she needed to get instead of letting her just run free. Focus on your job. Don't focus on her job. And of course, girlfriend, this dance coach is going to keep being technical about the choreography. It's her choreography. If it was my art, I would want you to do a certain way too. And also, another thing that annoys me so much is these girls learn this in a week. Okay, cool. You know, a lot of trained dancers learn things in a week, but not every little inch, nook, and cranny they're going to do the way you would have done it. Because when you give, it's like when you give the art and then they convert it, how you say, like they interpret it their own way. But I like how Ruiqi was like giving a little like pizzazz. I like that. But she's like, you're dancing too much. It's just a simple, but I'm like, you know, I understand her perspective as an artist because you're trying to make it come to life. Maybe Ruiqi thought, you know, I need to give it a little extra. Like, this is too basic.
It feels like micromanaging to me.
Yeah.
Because when I think about my work, when my boss tells me I need you to design something, I can't literally do exactly what she's imagining one for one. She can describe it and I'll do my best to, you know, reimagine it and like make it come to life. Make it make
sense.
Exactly. Make it make sense. But you can't micromanage every single thing. That's just not realistic.
I just thought it was unnecessary. I also thought that they should have just let Ruiqi just sing the main vocal just because.
Honestly, also the little thing that she did too, the little energy transfer thing, it was just fine because they're trying to come for her, say, oh, it's too much. It's too much. You're just trying to look pretty. And then when you rewatch it, all she did was stretch out her. If she was trying, that was after the note. Like,
before I thought she was giving a little flavor. I mean, and here's the deal: I'm being like objective. I'm not a fan of Ruiqi, but I thought what she did was fine. So I just was like, she's like, oh, you're supposed to just do. I don't know. I thought it was, as you said, micromanaging. I thought it was unnecessary.
No, but I'm saying that like they were trying to say, oh, you're too focused on looking pretty. All she did was toned down actually what she did compared to the interim, and she stretched out her hand and then touched Xiaoting. She didn't even turn her face and like do this, that, and the third. Like, I didn't understand what was the point. What is the point of the masters at this point? They're nitpicking on things that don't matter.
Yeah, and also if she's looking at the camera, that's her. Like, you don't know how many moments they're going to get a chance to like connect with the fans. So let them have that moment. But
the little energy transfer thing that they said that apparently failed because of Ruiqi, I personally thought that they killed it because like maybe it's the camera angle that caught everything, and I was like, oh, and then the way Xiaoting like did it, I was just like, oh, that was nice, you know.
And we'll get to that further, but that.
Shoot, we ain't even talking about. So let's talk about Shoot.
So Shoot,
we're just going in on the masters. So Shoot is the that was Yujin's team, right?
Right. I'm tired of people saying, wow, and Yujin's was a sub-vocalist in CLC. Just because someone is one thing in one group does not mean they don't have the capability to do other things. Like, I get annoyed. It's like, for example, with Aizwan, Chaehyun was the main dancer, but that don't mean she can't do main vocal. Like,
oh, I get exactly what you mean, because I was heated last week when I was saying, I think the current top 9 people are like, who's gonna sing? Who's gonna sing? Who's gonna sing? Okay, we've seen people like Ruiqi rap and dance, but she says she's an ace. She can sing. So why do you guys keep saying who's gonna sing?
You know how I feel about her vocals, so let's not push.
I mean, it's fine to me.
I will never
leave her alone.
I will never let her sleep.
You know what? If they let her do her high note in Snake, I'm sure you would have finally put that to rest, but we couldn't get it.
We'll never know, will we?
Oh well. So, anyways, back to Shoot.
Bora, I keep dragging at her singing that song because she was.
Can I say something about Shoot though?
Yeah. What's up?
I feel like, you know who stood out to me besides Ririka? Shin Wei, and I wish that they made
course.
Shin Wei center, because that was like, I mean, I noticed her in general, but I feel like in shoot in particular, I was like, if she was center, she would have been perfect, especially if she brought her Fiesta vibes, like the way she was winking all up in Fiesta. I was like, she would have been perfect. No shade to Ruan.
No,
Ruan
I would have
was good
liked
too.
I would have actually preferred Shin Wei as center, because I think the song fit her.
Yeah, maybe more. That's why it fit her more.
But Ruan, I do like Ruan. I also don't think she didn't bring anything unique to the center part. I just think she was kind of like there. But I don't know. I don't want to take one thing away from one girl to give to another girl. But I think as a team, they did really well. Proud of Yujin pushing herself to do those main vocals. Her voice fit the song.
Yeah.
And I understand why she wasn't main vocal for CLC, because again, and someone said this also, they said just because she was this in one group doesn't mean she can be that in another group. And also CLC had a lot of other great vocalists. So of course they're going to go with their strongest foot, like put the best foot forward, but it doesn't mean that their other members aren't capable of doing more. But, I'm glad that Yujin had the opportunity to do something like this and showcase that she had a little gas in her tank.
Mm-hmm. Not to bring up Snake again, but what you're saying reminds me of Snake. I feel like Yujin is a good example of someone who her vocals and high notes won't fit CLC's songs, but it fits songs like this. I get the same vibe from Snake. Fu Yaning obviously is a great singer, but the high note that they needed for Snake just wasn't for her. No, I know, because no, because I want to save it for last, because if we start talking about Snake, I'm gonna forget about every other team. So we need to keep it going. Okay. Yes.
But yeah, so Ruiqi was cute.
Oh, she was so cute.
Shen Wei really showed me, like, she sounded really good. I don't know why they keep saying she wasn't on key. She was on key in Fiesta.
Yeah, when she performed, I think she was a little bit off key at one part.
But that made it spicy.
You know what? When they showed the interim check, I was like, wait, is Crunchy Shen Wei making a comeback?
No, you know what? When you dancing and singing, it'd be one thing. And also, like,
it's hard.
And it's like they're like in 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and boom, 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 boom. So of course she's like Isage. And I'm like, girl, just get through it. It's all right. And she wasn't the only one. She wasn't the only one that was doing it, but they mainly focused on her. Meanwhile, cut to Ryan. I was like, y'all all out of breath. And I understand why, because y'all probably were so focused on the dance moves.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll get to dance and K-pop in general, because I feel like dance is slightly more important than vocals, because it's about the overall performance. And it's like, if you can carry a tune, but if you can just do this choreography, and make sure you blend with the team, that's okay. But so I think I understand why they put more emphasis on dance than the vocal. And then they got the dance down and then they cleaned up the vocal, which I think makes more sense. Which is interesting, which is why I put, not putting down one for another, I put Shen Wei a bit above Hung Jin Cho, because Hung Jin Cho has the vocals. She has great vocals, but in terms of dance, she's not there yet. And it's not that she can't do it, it's just her memory and learning and picking it up fast. I understand, sister. You look like you got a lot to say. You over here.
No. I'm sorry. No, if I'm looking side to side, I'm like imagining the people's names and like, I'm thinking about them pretty much.
Oh, okay.
When you say you're imagining things and like you like look up when you're trying to remember something.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about the performance basically.
Oh, okay. I thought you were just like, that's But so yeah, so that anyway, back to shoot. Yeah, really good performance. If U+Me made even one mistake, shoot would have won.
Oh yeah, for sure.
If they made one small mistake, and I was like, and when they said the winner is, I said, no, it's U+Me. Mm-hmm. I would have loved the shoot girls to have a win, but U+Me is gonna win. Can we talk about U+Me? No, let's talk about Utopia.
Well, did you say everything you had to say about?
I think I did. Okay. Let's do this. Out of 1 to 5 planet passes, what would you rank shoot?
1 to 5 planet passes? What does that even mean?
Just like out of like 1 to 5 stars, but I'm just saying planet passes.
I was like, wait, if it's 5 out of 5 planet passes, that means they're trash. I have to choose to save them.
No, like it's like we're sending them to the finale.
Oh, I definitely think that shoot was a 5 out of 5. Definitely. And the thing is that all of their their image, their voices, like their energy, everything fit the song, especially their voices. Like it really, and I remember when we were talking about the songs before, and I was saying, I don't really like Shoot. I don't really like U+Me. I feel like they made me like the song though. That's how good the Shoot. Yeah, exactly. That's how I felt about the Shoot team. It exactly, pretty much, it brought the song to life, and I was like, this is great.
That was one of the ones where it sounded better than the demo.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Where there's one song that the demo sounded better, but we'll get to them later.
So the next team is Utopia.
Utopia. I want to cover this song so bad. Oh God,
I love the song.
It's the one song I listen to out of the bunch.
I have a generic comment to make about Utopia. I love the song, and I like the people on the team, and I like the styling, and everyone looked good.
Hit us with that butt.
But a little razzle dazzle. But I feel like they didn't feel like a team.
Maybe. Oh no, of course not. It was like 5 solo singers. You know, it was like, you know that song, like, what was that, Lady Marmalade featuring 5 singers? It was like Utopia featuring Crunching Cho, featuring Bora, featuring Yeso, which I didn't mind. I felt like, and you can see it when they're on the paragliding like thing. They were just kind of like, okay, we're gonna sing this. You know, like when Michael Jackson brought all those people, like, we are the world, we are the children. Everyone's like, ooh, we are the world. Like, that's what it was giving me, you know, like just 5 great singers coming together to sing one track.
I feel like a song like Utopia would have benefited if there was like a lot more harmonies, I guess. Like Bora has a great voice. And I think about like when she did, I think it was the Oh My Girl song, and it was Luffy who was harmonizing with her. Her voice just works so good when people sing with her, but everyone just did their group.
She didn't have Manami in the
Bora
group.
And Chaehyun were in the same group. They could have done. Yeah, but they did a little bit of something.
Manami is a harmony girl. She do that every time. That's her thing. You know that Nayoung from NiziU? What's her name? The Nayoung clone.
Oh, Mihi.
Yeah, that's how she got her way to NiziU. She be harmonizing. She like, I'm not the best vocalist, but I'm gonna be singing the harmonies. She adding harmonies to TT and very, very. I was like, okay. Manami did the harmony and Shoot with Yujin, and I was like, that's nice. They don't do harmonies in K-pop. It's every girl for themselves.
And I think this team, they could have used, if they had more harmonies, I feel like they would have felt more like a team, not individual vocalists.
So that would require them to actually think that way.
That's true. And at the end of the day, this is just a K-pop song. So
right. If it was like a true vocal group, we would probably got some harmonies. I used to get mad when I was a kid. I'm like, why are they harmonizing? There's 11, 12, 15 girls in this group. There could be 15 harmonies. But I just got used to the point of like, this is my part. Like, this is my part. So I'm going to sing this part. No one sings it with me.
The styling was gorgeous. Yurina was so pretty.
Can I talk about this? I like hearing Yurina sing not a harmony.
Like Alone, opposite. Right?
Alone. It was nice.
No, I agree. No, you're right. It did sound good.
I was like, why can't I have more of this? When she started off the song, I said, that's nice. And
she was a great start to the song. When she started out, like, perfect.
The first part of the middle 8th, I was like, nice for you. I would have actually preferred her to be in the center, if I'm being honest. Not saying Yeso did a bad job. I'm just tired of seeing her do center. But it's iconic where she's at the end. She's like, Utopia. I said, ooh, I like that moment. But I would have loved to hear Yurina. It's like, Utopia. You're like, I'd have been little, because, you know, she has a little accent when she says it. So she's a little foreign, a little...
I agree. She would have been a better center. I didn't like Yeso as center in this song. I didn't really like her center in Fate, but here's my thing. I thought about it and I was like, if she's not center, what is she gonna do? She's just gonna kind of be there.
Yeah, that's right.
That's why I was like, okay, so they kind of have to make her center.
No, because Yeso is like, to me, you know, a trifold, like them cakes with layers and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she's the vanilla cake. Like, just the cake alone. It's nice. It's great. it's a good thing. But when you add ice cream and icing and decoration and fondant, and then you have a better cake, she can be part of a group. She's a good group girl. Like she's the foundation. But I
wouldn't mind her in a 12-member. If this group was 12 members, I wouldn't mind her.
I think this 9 members is a hard thing. I understand, but I would
see what I'm saying, right?
I would prefer Yurina at the end. Utopia.
Yeah, and you know me with her long, straight, glossy black hair.
Bora was great. The song needed her.
Bora's so good. I just wish that.
Oh wait, hold on.
Harmony.
Wait, hold on. Say it again.
What? Bora was good.
Great. That's all. Cut the track.
I know.
Cut the track. We got it.
her voice. She needs people to do harmonies with her. Like, you know how.
Not like she
the
got
person
that
came to mind. You know, in The Boys, I think when Taeyeon has her note after the drop thing. Like towards the end, Taeyeon is singing and like Sohyun is like harmonizing with her. And I'm just like, Taeyeon is a great singer on her own, but a little Sohyun in there is just so good. And that's how I feel about Bora. I feel like Bora's like Taeyeon, like on your own, you're great, but just a little bit of spice in there, a little bit of Sohyun, a little bit of Jessica, something, you know what I mean? You just need that little extra. And she did that with Luffy in the first song. I was like, we got it a little bit with Manami, but after that, we ain't never hear that again. See, the more I think about it, the more I'm just like, you know what? I'm so sorry that I was mad at you guys for just throwing Bora in there for a little razzle dazzle. Because I see why you want her in their top 9 now. I understand.
Oh gosh, so funny.
Man, anything else about Utopia?
Utopia. I think I'm good.
Yeah, what's her name?
I feel like we're
So
forgetting.
scared.
Oh, that's what I forgot before we get on that. In the performance, he kept saying, like, oh, it wasn't great, but it was good. I'm like, Chung improved. What's wrong? Like, she ain't a dance singer. What gets me is, like, Haewon was kind of dry even when she debuted, but it was all right because she blended. I think Hong Jin-cho was slightly better than that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Why are we just not giving her props? Like, you could tell her you're not perfect, but in huge improvement, and we appreciate your hard work. Like,
and you know what? In a group, like how we were just saying, this group is like just 5 vocalists, and they're like, we're together now. I feel like girls that improve who are blendable like her, they would have benefited from those types of girls on that team. You know what I mean? So that they could look more like a team
group.
Yeah.
The girls that are blendable all were in Shoot. To be honest,
that's why Shoot was like, wow, why is this so good?
Because all the girls that are like, what part you want to do? Whatever style me, just fill me in. They were that group.
And Ruan said, and I'm vocal 6. Okay. What's the next performance?
U+Me.
U+Me.
They made me like that song.
Same, because I also didn't like that song before. They made me like it.
I mean, the song was cute, but I'm like, yeah, this is a little IZ*ONE track that got left off. Hey, yeah, cute.
Yeah. It was giving me Cosmic Girls vibes. I liked it. Like recent Cosmic Girls music, not their
and recent stuff. Cosmic Girls just rejected IZ*ONE songs. I mean, it's pretty obvious. A Natural sounds like a IZ*ONE song. I can hear Yuri. Yeah!
You're right. You didn't have to say that, though.
What? It's true.
That's the song that if they gave it to IZ*ONE and then like Cosmic Girls, the fans are like, this was supposed to be a Cosmic Girls fan. They would have grew up with this song. And then like whole time they wouldn't have because no one was really checking for that group. Yeah, exactly. Just like what happened with CLC.
I can just hear Yuri, yeah! And then all the girls like, ooh, I'm a natural. Like I can hear the eyes.
Yeah.
They just add a little, like the instrumentals are a little different. That's the IZ*ONE signature. I'm unnatural, and like I can hear it. Anyway, moving on. This is not a Cosmic Girls podcast.
Oh yeah. Why did I? No. Oh, because I said the song reminds me of Cosmic Girls.
I completely understand. I'm just saying we can go on a tangent because we actually like them. Yeah, this song was cute. You know what was interesting? Someone was saying, this is a bunch of discarded pieces of clothing, making a beautiful outfit. And I was like, okay. Because all the girls, majority of girls were from different groups and they were thrown away. And they're like, Also,
See, I had to wait for you to finish because I was like, what?
Also, this was a foreign, I think it's a Chinese netizen that said this. So, you know, they're very poetic with how they say. They're like,
oh, yeah.
discarded clothing that made a beautiful outfit. I was like, you need to go to Poetry Slam because you over here rapping. But anyway.
You know what I like about this group? Remember how we were talking about IZ*ONE? We always talk about IZ*ONE in this podcast, but we have
I need to move them away because I don't want this group to tarnish IZ*ONE's beauty.
True.
Yes, it was shade, and it is what it is.
So, you know how you're saying like Minju and Haewon brought the same thing to IZ*ONE?
Oh, yeah.
I felt the same way about May and I'm not going to call her. I'm going to say her name. Zhou Jinyu. Yes. I felt the same thing. I was like, they're bringing. I
saw your tweet.
I loved it. I loved it. I was here for it. I was like, they're the same person. Yes. Every time they're together, I was like, something about this is perfect. And there's one part of the song. It might be the chorus because I think Sooyoung was center.
It was the bridge, and one girl was on one side, and the other
yes. You know the exact part I'm talking about. So this is the first time that I really this is the first time I really noticed May and Mashiro. Actually, it's the first time that I really like noticed them. And apparently, May and Mashiro have been winning every mission before, and they're like undefeated in the missions pretty much. Like they win every mission.
Oh, that's cute for them. I like Mashiro's little her little itsy vocals in this song.
Yeah,
because she just sounds like a Joe girl. She's like, yeah. I said, ooh, that's cool. I like that for this song. Mm-hmm. I like hearing JYP trained vocals on non-JYP tracks because then it's interesting.
You're right. Yeah, yeah, I can see that.
Because it's just like when I heard on Fiesta said this would have never happened in the real world, but this is interesting. Because just her tremble, just her little slight rasp on those songs.
Yeah,
he has a certain type for who he likes vocally. They all kind of sound the same. I'm the Japanese vocalists in the groups, and it's nice. I like that. He doesn't like singers. Mine is Nayoung and ex-girlfriend to Daniel Kong, but anyway. I don't forget her name.
Jihyo?
Yeah, her.
Yeah.
Anyway, like that for her. I like May and Shinyu together. Yeah. I like May's I like hearing a non-vocalist give me what they got.
Yeah.
Because she gave me slight reminiscence of Produce for Day when she's like, and I said, ooh, a little voice crack. I like that. It was like, it's still on key, but she's trying to keep it together. And I was like, ooh, you're trying. It's not your thing, but I like it. You're giving me something. I don't know. I like it when they're giving me something. They're pushing themselves. I know you like Kotane. She was rushing that rap.
I didn't like her. You saw that she's not in my top 9 anymore. Right?
Okay, very, very valid. Because I was like, the demo made the rap like and Kotane was I'm like, first off, madam, take a breath. Stop rushing it. May ate her up. Not May, sorry. Shinyu ate her up in the rap because I think Shinyu was like rap 2. And I was like, okay, she gets it. She gets the flow. I think Kotane was just excited to do rap.
Yeah.
And so she did rap. But she looked great, kind of.
You know who was a real outfits in this performance?
Shanna.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they lost a good one with that one. The other team, lost a good one when she transferred to this team, and she did exactly what I knew she was going to do, which is that she has a very distinct voice. It's a very, very distinct voice, but she makes it work, and she adds any song that she's in, she adds to it. You know what I mean?
Something
exactly.
Yeah. I like
she has a little razzle dazzle.
I like her voice in this song. She was a good vocal one for this song. Might have actually switched Younggun with her just because I think Younggun did it better. Not better. I would have liked Younggun hitting those notes for vocal 1 and then Shanna being main. But that's just me. Interesting how people keep saying Younggun is actually a dance position girl, but she's been main vocal over everything. I'm like, girl, she's
isn't she just the ace? Yeah, she's an all-arounder. She's not a.
But no one's putting focus on her because she hasn't verbally said she's an ace. Those that claim they're aces, everyone's looking at them. Those that are just they don't have to say anything. They just do.
Exactly.
She's not going to debut, but she's going to be great when she debuts in her group, when her company does that. Yeah. Also off topic, but Shen Wei and Shen Yu, aka Chinese May, are in the same company. Just putting that out there. So there's that. there's something interesting.
I like how you said Shen Yu, and I was like, I had to look over and like, I know she ain't gonna know Chinese May. I'm just like, man, let's stop being racist and learn her name, because that's a whole mess.
I mean, I don't call it being racist. They do look the same. And when she got the May hair color, it ain't help.
Yeah,
it didn't help.
I thought I wasn't gonna like that she changed her hair, but for this performance, I liked it.
It was giving very Gemini, very twin spirits.
Exactly.
When they're on different sides. I was like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Yes, they were good.
The little you plus me, and they're all walking, and there was two blondies on the end.
Oh yeah, that was cute.
I was like, that's nice.
Goodness, they were just really good, nice. And I'm glad that Sooyeon was center, because I know any performance that Sooyeon is in, if she's center, she'll be just fine. She
did good.
She'll be just fine any performance that she's center. She could have been center in the Eve too, but I just think that there was too many like powerful girls in that group.
No, and you saw how that worked out in Snake anyway.
Snake was fine, but we'll get to that. Hey, it's Snake time.
I'm gonna say this. Xiaoting looked good in that dress, girl. She looked good in that dress.
She looked so good.
She looked good. I was like, girl, Miss Mama's out here working that little dress. She had nice shape. Not trying to be a healthy man, but I'm just saying she looked real good.
I'm gonna be a healthy woman today.
I was like, girl, I'm not even a fan, and you look good.
I feel like she finally gave me something today, especially from the beginning when Ruiqi grabbed her and she was like, I was just like, oh, all that.
I was
neck.
like, all right,
and
girl.
then her arms out. She has like really strong arms and shoulders. Mm-hmm. I'm just like,
that's from that ballroom dancing.
Yeah,
that's ballroom dancing. I saw her ballroom dancing videos, and I was like, okay, I could see. I don't know. I just saw those elements from there and here, and I was like, all right. And when she said boom, 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 I said, oh heck yeah, girl, go off. I like that
so much better than how you like that. Because
definitely, I think she needed some bass. The song needed some bass. She needed to feel. I don't know. Some people come alive for certain songs. And not everyone can rock a YG song. Like YG songs are kind of, I mean, unpopular opinion. YG and SM songs are starting to sound the same. It's always a little and not everyone can jam to that. You need like.
It's disappointing that SM is doing that, because SM is like the one company that usually reliably actually makes decent music, but in the recent years, that's not Girls Planet. But no. Yeah.
I mean, I miss SM actually trying to be and making R&B music. But that's
it's okay, you can say it, because we can say Chinese, Japanese.
No, I'll say I miss them. I can't say what I want to say.
Oh.
I miss them
stealing music from Black people.
Yeah.
Okay, back to Snake.
Anyway,
the thing about Snake, I have a lot to. Sheesh, I have so much to say about Snake. You're like, okay, let me take a break now. Let you speak. A little intermission, because there was something that happened in the Snake storyline that I wanted to talk about that I didn't get to talk about. And that was when the Masters told Fu Yaning and Ruiqi to switch sides or switch positions. And then like Ruiqi was really upset about it. And people were saying that she's throwing a temper tantrum. So I was already talking about this to Robbie just now, but I'll just repeat what I was saying, which is that a lot of people see Ruiqi and the way she handled the situation as being really immature, like she's a child and throwing a temper tantrum. But I just wanted to say that to me, she handled the situation that was not in her favor really well. I feel like when you're on a team of people, when you're on a dance team, you or people who have been on dance teams, you understand situations where you can't always get what you want. And when you see people, how they act when they don't get what they want and they're really nasty about it, you'll understand that the way that Ruiqi handled the situation is actually normal. She wasn't mad and fist fighting and everyone and doing this, that, and the third. And I know Mnet tried to make it seem like, oh, she's yawning. Like they're gonna yawn, they're gonna be tired. Like she's yawning, but she's still dancing with them and doing this. And then when they stop dancing, she stops dancing. That's it. I think that from her perspective, she's just not happy, and she was not in a good situation, so she has the right to not be happy. And I was also saying that people like Ruiqi and Wen Zhe, they're the type of people who are the mood lifters in a crowd. And or in a group of people, when the mood lifter on a team is feeling down, everyone feels that. So it kind of feels even worse. So there's like even more pressure on her, like, oh, you're not feeling good. Well, that's your fault. You need to feel good for the team. Like if something doesn't go your way, you have the right to be upset about it. She was upset, and she was visibly upset, but she still was dancing. She still did what she needed to do. She didn't throw a temper tantrum to say, oh no, I'm not going to dance anymore. I'm going to step aside. And no, she just did what she needed to do. And she just kept to herself. I felt like her reaction was realistic. I feel like her reaction was also normal. It was understandable. It was realistic and normal and understandable. And I feel like people are saying she threw a temper tantrum. They've never been on a team where people who are really like, it's all about me, I need to get my way. They've never been on a team where someone really throws a temper tantrum when they don't get what they want. That's my piece on the situation. I appreciate Wen Zhe calling her out, because I'm not excusing Ruiqi, but I understand how she feels. But the thing about that is you still need to be aware of other people's feelings too. So I appreciate Wen Zhe calling her out, saying, hey, like, you need to fix your attitude because it's bringing the whole team down, because that's just the truth. That's what was happening. And it seemed like the practice was frustrating, but I just don't agree with people saying like she has attitude problems or she was throwing a tantrum, because she was upset. At the end of the day, she was upset, and she was rightfully upset because she lost the part that she really wanted to do.
Yep.
It is what it is.
With that explanation, it makes sense.
Anything else to add?
I kind of saw this coming though. I mean, especially when she was in the Eve, and she's like, why can't I do both? So when I saw this, I was like, okay, this would have happened had she not been able to do majority of what she wanted in the Eve. But it's not as bad as Shy Bing, so.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come and be my dish.
Anyways. Snake, I thought it was going to be a really fierce song, but it was more sexy. It was very ethnic hip. You could tell that ethnic hip made this song. I liked it. I feel like listening to the song, I could tell which member of.
I thought it was some Norwegian people that made it. They're like, hi, we made the Snake a song. I think
Chaehyun produced or wrote the lyrics or something like that. I don't know. Okay,
the Norwegians made another song because they're like, we want to give the song to the. I'm so wrong. I'm not right. just send me home.
I definitely feel like when I was listening to the song, I felt like I could imagine which member of G Idol would sing which part. I know the name of G Idol. I say their name like G Idol, but
oh no, but you know what? But if this song was made by G Idol, then it would actually be a song I wouldn't mind. It's like G Idol if they stayed on the direction of La Ta Ta.
Oh yeah, it would be nice.
They went to some other. Once they released, oh my god, I was like, yeah, I'm out of here. Anyway, this is not a G Idol podcast. Dayeon was a nice start off for the song.
Oh my god.
That's how they sound. I bring it to the start. When she's like, I'm a snake, da 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 da. I was like, oh, that's nice. Wen Zhe was good with her part. I think if I had to cover this song, I would do the Wen Zhe, because I was like, all right, my 1-9, cool, I'm out.
I like the part where everyone is like standing still and she kind of like comes behind someone. I was just like, girl, with your long legs and your long body, that looked real cute. I liked it.
People kept hyping up Picard. This is my final dish. Well, she ain't kiss. That'd have been me.
Well, you know they're pushing girls on people, so
yeah, I'm just kind of over it. Like, to be fair, she did as expected for her. I would have thrown her in Utopia faster than you have no idea. I would have made her dun 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 dun, because then I wanted something different. This is the same thing. Her, honestly, she had a. We keep saying Bahi had a free ride. Hikaru had a free ride. That's how I feel. She didn't have to push at all, at all. She just did everything that she intended on doing from the start.
Oh, I get what you're saying. She never really it's the same thing we were saying about Bahia. She never actually stepped out her comfort zone. She kind of did the same idea from beginning to end. Yeah.
Like she came in here doing CLC rap. It's not CLC rap. CL rap. She wants to be CL. We could tell 21 is her idol group. And she came in doing it and she left doing it. And she got a free spot. Like no one pushed her to do anything different. She just, her goal, I'm going to come in here and be fierce and rap. And she left out of here doing fierce rap. I have to applaud her. When you come in here and I have to do much work. Anyway, moving on.
My turn to be mad?
Oh, go for it. I'm not even mad. I'm just speaking my
truth. Okay. Okay. Well, in that case, still my turn to be mad. Why did, sorry, I keep coughing. Why did the Masters why did the Masters tell Ruiqi to switch parts with Fu Yaning just to do the same part, and the only big difference was the high note?
One lower, they want to. Why? I think here's another thing. Here's an idea. The producer's like, let's switch their parts.
I think Mnet wanted to kill two birds with one stone, because this is what I noticed about this show. They always try to set up the Chinese girls and criticize them and never really give them a chance to prove themselves. But they never build anyone up except for Xiaoting, because I'm just like, okay, if you want a storyline, then you can break down Ruiqi, you can break down Fu Yaning, do whatever you want. But Wen Zhe is also there. Why not build her up? You know what I mean? Why not do something?
She's almost 30.
Oh, yeah, you're right. She's 23. Yeah, she's 30.
24.
But the thing is, I think that the Masters were thinking, oh, Ruiqi, her Bam 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 wasn't powerful enough, which I agree. At the interim check, it wasn't that good. But why couldn't
they just help her get there?
Exactly. They could have either helped her get there, or they could have, if they wanted her to switch to Fu Yaning, they could have seen, can Fu Yaning even do that part in the first place? Because Fu Yaning is a great vocalist, but the note that they needed her to reach in that song is not in her range, if that makes sense.
To be fair, and I listened to the recorded version. Also, why are they not showing them in the recording booth? They used to do that for all of the seasons. I miss that, because I'm it was nice to see those little moments. They took a lot of the juice and a lot of what made produce work away from this show. Anyway, it still didn't sound, her note didn't sound amazing in the recorded one. She's
I think some people are speculating that she didn't even do that note, and that Ruiqi, they split the.
Oh, they mixed it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, exactly.
How they mixed it, just like how they kind of Frankenstein Miyu's part in and they kind of put 5 girls note into one, and they let Miyu lip sync it.
I don't know what you're talking about, but
for the finale,
it's what I'm describing. So yeah,
for the finale, when they cut away from Miyu and showed the wall,
they're wrong for that.
But her note was like a Frankenstein of her note and 5 other girls' note into one. Because anyway, point being, they Frankenstein her note. If you listen to the song on Spotify or Google Music or whatever, you'll hear it's not even impressive. It kind of sounds the same, except it's not as bad. They kind of Photoshop her vocals.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. I feel like the Masters messed up the Snake team. I think that if they kept with the original lineup, the Snake team wasn't going to win. They weren't going to win, but they wouldn't have performed that that.
They have to have one bad performance each time. Think about it this way. VVS, Fiesta Team 2. They have to have one bad performance each time. They just can't let them be good. Because they're trying to get people to watch, because they're tanking right now. Girl Planet is not doing well. So they're like, oh, maybe we will see this bad performance. That's my assumption. Because she was giving me karaoke, college girl, having a good time at the pub. when she said, no, 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 I said, yes, girl. Yes, girl.
I felt so bad for her because I'm just like, girl, in Mafia, we seen you do Mafia. It's one of those things. It's like when Ji-yoon, yes, it's like when Ji-yoon messed up her note, and it's like we know what you can do. So it just feels so disappointing. Like, dang, like I know what you're capable of. So this is just not satisfying. And a side note,
I was expecting her to not do good in that note. I don't know why. I was just like, okay.
Maybe because you're starting to suspect the way you're starting to figure out how Mnet is rigging this show. Fuyana is getting too high up there. They're like, we need to bring you down a few notches.
But that's their fault.
I think it's just kind of funny how I just feel like a lot of times when the Korean girls mess up their notes, the masters are much kinder with it. They just kind of brush it off, this, that, and the third. But I feel like when it's the Chinese girls, they're much more like, look at this mistake. I'm just like, okay, I get it. If there's a clear favoritism, I don't know if I blame them because I don't know.
Yeah.
Jeez.
U+Me got you in my. Let me see what. They won. U+Me won.
Good for them. They deserved
it. At the same time. Cute for them. I would have loved Shoot to win just because I would have liked some girls to get some benefits.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about this stupid O.O.O bull. Stupid. They could have kept that. If they just didn't do that, I could have gone to bed happy.
I actually liked, let me finish what I need to say. I liked the concept of picking the 9 girls that you want to see, like no KCJ limit, do whatever you want to do. But I feel like it could have been executed much better than what they did. And I think I already sent you the message that if they're going to do that, they should split it. So maybe the top 3 girls and then like the bottom 3 girls are in one group, let's see how that works. And then this, that, and the third, I think is a cute idea, but it just could have been executed so much better. And then now they also have this thing where the views is like some little competition. The views and the likes and stuff. And I'm just like, that's not fair because you put everyone on one
group
team. And the thing about it is that if all the top 9 or pretty much everyone who's been in top 9 before is in one team, everyone's going to watch the video. Because everyone's curious, like, oh, how did they do? So everyone's going to watch that group, but not everyone is going to necessarily watch the other groups.
I could tell you right now how ridiculous the views are. Give me a moment.
Well, I mean, I have it open right now, actually.
The team 1 has 1.3 million views.
Mm-hmm.
Team 2 has 870K views. Team 3, 561K views. I just think it's stupid. I think it's ridiculous. I think it's just biased. Sorry, I'm just making sure. Anyway. Yeah, I thought it was silly. And they put all the girls that are like fighting for the same spot to survive in one group, which I thought was silly. In my mind, it's like, did we all really vote for these girls to be in this group? Because I surely didn't. I posted on Twitter, I said, just so y'all know, this is what I voted for. Like, I could see a few top 9 girls with a few other girls. And I say top 9 because they're not my top 9. They're their top 9, not mine. So I could have saw like maybe 6 or 5 top 9 girls with 4 surprise girls. Like,
but the thing is that that's exactly what everyone else feels, because if you look at the comments and a lot of the tweets, everyone's saying like, oh, I like this debut lineup, except let's change 2 or 3 girls. That's why I'm just like, this is at the end of the day, this is really what we voted for. It's accurate. Nope. It's accurate.
No, I don't think it is. I'm like, it would have made sense if, to me, even though I know Shen Wei is like, shaky ground right now, it would make sense if maybe Dayeon, Yujin, Yurina, Xiaoting, who else is like secure, maybe Ruiqi maybe, and like Shanna, Ririka, Younggun, and Chaehyun, and that group.
Well, the thing about this is that you also have to think about your perspective when you're watching these videos. You're going to see the top 9 in one group and think, this is the debut group, like this is it, which is right. But if everyone chose their top 9, I think that they paired it up in a way that's like, this could be the debut group, or this could be the debut group, or this could be the group. And like, how do they look as a group together?
Team 3 didn't even have 9 members. I mean, we understand why.
That doesn't like, I mean, my point still stands.
No, I'm just saying, I say that to say they didn't even give a damn about Team 3, is what I'm saying. They just like, here you go, girls. Let's do it. They gave them the darker background. I don't know. I'm just, that
Team
made me
3
really
did great, though.
They did great, but they're not getting recognition. I'm just tired of it. Like, that's what made me, I'm like, they could have kept that BS to themselves. I didn't need it, to be honest, because like, I let's let me have like happy memories before the show is over, because I already accepted the group. I'm literally blocking them. I don't want anything to do with this group after their debuts. But unless Shin Wei gets in, then I'm just gonna like casually solo stand on my own and just look at her fan cams and just be quiet. But that's a very low percentage. You know, this kind of let us have our moment. I feel like this was kind of propaganda. Like I don't know, it just didn't feel positive. That's how I feel.
Honestly, I thought that I didn't know this is what they were going to do with the voting thing. What I thought was going to happen was maybe Mnet was like, let's see what people's most common debut lineup, like ideal debut lineup. Like, let's say if we can all vote for 9 people, whoever we want on the final episode instead of one pick, what would the lineup look like? I didn't think that they were going to like group them like this for basically a pointless performance, because, and the other thing is that if they were going to do this, they could have showed this performance like the previous episode so people can still get an idea of like who to vote for. You know what I mean? Why do it now that voting is closed? I don't know. I just felt like it's like I'm on the same page as you. Like, this served no purpose, and I thought it was going to serve a different purpose than what it is doing now. You know what I mean?
What I thought they were going to do is similar to the finale where each Produce 48, where each girl tried out to be center for that song. And what they're going to do was maybe different videos with multiple girls, shit like this different, this a butt fuck of sorry, my language, like a whole bunch of videos of just mix up of girls doing maybe a part of O.O.O, and it just keep changing and just giving us like mix and match things. I know there's been a lot of effort, but they could have just done that, and then we could have just been like, oh, okay. Oh, I like this. Oh, okay. I just thought maybe they could have done that, but I know it might have been a lot with 26 girls, but still, it could have been doable, but that's just my perspective.
On the other hand, I'm kind of glad that they did this though, because I feel like looking at the 3 teams made me realize that the one comment that people make a lot is like, oh, one person won't fit in a team. And I realize now with K-pop, with all the styling and the makeup and the this, that, and the third, you can really make anyone fit into any team that you want. Because I feel like one person that I was like, oh, she's not going to fit is Hikaru. But I think watching her and this O.O.O performance, I'm just like, okay, I think she's fine. You know what I mean? It's okay. And even when I watch the others, personally, for teams 2 and 3, I would have put May and
are you talking about visuals or person, like who they are?
Huh?
We're talking about visuals or who they are. Like visually they don't fit, or who they are, like as
I mean, it's K-pop, it's visuals.
Oh, so, okay. I mean, I guess. I mean, short, tall, whatever. In that regard, I see what you're saying. I thought you're saying like, oh, this person can fit with this thing. I'm like, I don't like personally. I don't see Hikaru fitting with a lot of the other girls. Like, she's just too, like, it's just changing the vibe. But if you're talking about visuals, sure, it doesn't really matter what they look like.
I think in this, even in this performance, even if you feel like she's fierce, to me, it seemed like they made it work.
To be honest, I didn't even watch her show. I mean, her video.
Oh, well, I'm telling you that all of the performances, they basically made it work. Okay. They found a way to make the 3 teams work, I think.
That's where we have to disagree, my dear.
You didn't watch the video.
I don't like her.
Okay.
I don't want it. I didn't watch it solely so she didn't get my view. That's how they're making it. The more views they get, the more benefits. There's no point in me giving her a benefit. That's how that works.
There's apps that you can use to watch YouTube videos without giving views.
That's too much hop stepping and jumping and jigging and jiving. I would have loved to watch it just so I can have a point of reference. But I was like, she don't need my vote, girl. If Mnet made it different, where it was just like this is where you got what you guys voted for, and you can watch it, then I would have watched it. But for the sole purpose of like, oh, I don't want to give them any more benefits. Like, what, like her being in top 9 is the benefit.
You know what this made me think of too?
What's up?
How Mnet always does the experimental stuff when it comes to the girl seasons, and they always perfect things on the boy seasons. It's kind
I think this is going to be the only
annoying.
Planet series, though.
Either way, it's still basically the produce series, so it's kind of like they're throwing things out there to test it. It's kind of the same thing, you know what I mean?
What I will say is, if it was a boys' planet, people would have probably watched. Excuse me. Also, the boys' planet would have like, goodness, it would have been more, as I said this before, be a better playing field. You had the boys from Produce 101 Japan, the boys from Chuan and Youth With You, the boys from Korea. That's already enough. People would have watched and people would have voted, and it would have been crazy. I think this show, I feel like the show's over. I feel like them showing the O.O.O videos, I feel like I've seen enough. What's funny is people we know have stopped watching. We're the only 2 people that we know in our little circle that's still watching.
I didn't know they were even watching at all. Yeah, most of the people that I talk to, they're not even watching the show, actually.
Someone, I'll keep her name out of it, but she's in our little friend group. She's like, I'm done watching. I've seen enough. I was like, and I've seen other people that's like, yeah, we're kind of done too.
I think that's common though in the produce series. It kind of just starts to drag on, because I felt the same way about Produce 48, to be honest. I was
engaged.
Because your favorite was making it to the end. But keep in mind, a lot of girls keep getting eliminated. So over time, people are going to start losing interest in the show. That's just how the produce series are. And then when the finale comes and the team's chosen, people are going to be mad, and it's then the third, and they weren't even watching, and blah, blah, blah. It's going to be the same thing all over again.
Yeah, this is the first time that I've been in the minority, and I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But, it's the first time for everything. I'm glad that your girl is girling. Ooh. Was it?
You're not Black?
What do you mean? No, I'm talking about the minority of the people who.
No, I know what you meant. I'm just messing with you.
I thought you were just like, the time I gotta go.
Oh no.
But yeah, I don't know, man. I'll leave it like this. What a crazy ride, right? Like, I went from, having hope to just being pissed off to just letting the wind blow me where I need to go. And I'll say this: the girls that didn't get in this group, maybe it's for the best. You probably are needed in somewhere else and valued somewhere else. So I wish them all the best wherever they may go. They did well. That's it.
I mean, yeah, that's how I felt about Chuan too, when they cut it down to 7 girls. Ruiqi's one of them who would have made it if they kept it at 11. And now she's
wish
here.
she
Maybe
did
this
make
is better
it.
for her.
I wish she did make it, so she could have been over there doing that over.
I think she's fine either way, but like maybe for her, she would prefer this.
Yes, K-pop. I'm just saying, would have been nice to have a little spot open here, but that's my perspective. But
there would be spots open if they didn't cut it to 9 girls.
We're gonna have to let that one go.
Oh man.
Yeah, well, someone was saying, watch Island. And I'm like, wait, what does God do with Sakura and them? And he's like, who's Sakura? And I say, see, hold on, wait a minute. Not to get off topic, because this is a Girls Planet podcast, but we're still talking about survival shows. Do you see yourself watching another survival show after this?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, because I mean, the thing about it is when you watch it for what it is, it's not a big deal. If you're on Twitter and you're reading all these hate comments, and then if you get too attached to your person, it's just too much. Like, it's not like if they don't debut, they're gonna die. Like, this isn't Squid Game. You can still. I realized that when Cotton didn't get in and she was still getting her little modeling contracts, I was like, it's really not the end of the world. It's not the end of the world. That's why I'm just like, I'll still watch the show because it's still entertaining. I like watching them most of all, I really like watching other people cover K-pop songs that I like. That's why I was really disappointed they didn't cover Girls' Generation. I'll still watch the show. If Ruiqi doesn't get in, it is what it is. Will I be upset? Yes. Am I gonna give up survival shows? I'm never watching another show again. No, this is BS.
Do you see her not getting in? I think she's like secured.
There's just a lot of there's so many things
over cautious. I think she's so like locked in.
No, she's definitely the type of person that's like, you can't be overconfident, but you can't be too cautious. I'm definitely on the too cautious end, but you can't be overconfident with her either.
Okay. We have to wait. I just feel like she's in, the whole team 1 is the debut team.
We'll see. But either way, like if people that I don't want don't get in, I'm not gonna just never watch a certain, like if you don't get what you want, you can't just give up on everything. Like to me it's kind of like I just imagine a dancer that's like, I love dancing, it's my passion, but I didn't pass this audition, so I'm gonna give up dancing forever. Like, no, you didn't pass one audition, you can still do what you love.
I think I just need a break. I think if they give me a break and just give me queendom after this, then I have a moment to breathe. If they do Island or something else or some kind of another or something, I don't know if I have the patience. It's just like they did Produce 48. And then as soon as they did that, they did Mix 9 and the unit. Now I was like, this is too much. I need a break.
Everyone wants to do their own 16.
I need a break. So we'll have to see how I'm feeling after this one. Someone said, someone was saying, like, I think they want me to be interested in Island 2, because I did not watch Island 1. I said, these boys look a little musky. But I said, I'll give it one episode. And if they even make the slight bit of or grunt or fierceness, I am hitting the eject button. I will not do the Girls Planet 999 another again. Like, I can't do this type of season part 2 again with the same type of girls again. If they're different, I'll go for it. If they're the same, can't.
You can just watch the show and enjoy it for what it is without caring for the group or caring for all that. You can really just watch it for the drama, because Mnet will make sure that there's drama. I mean, this is Island, so it's different, but they'll always make sure there's drama. They always make sure it's entertaining. You know what I mean?
It's hard to.
You don't have to like overthink, and
it's hard to do just because I want to enjoy the group that comes out. You know what I mean? Like, I would like to. This is the first time I'm like, I ain't rocking with this group. I mean, it's different with Bon Bon Girls because I already knew how China is. They kind of do those firewalls, and it's hard to kind of follow those groups. And I wasn't going to follow Bon Bon Girls. I was watching for Faith. So I was like, go girl. And then when she's out, I said, all right, girl. And then she gave us anyway. I think we said what we needed to say. I feel like we're over, but we're not over. We have 2 more episodes left. Jeez Louise.
I don't know what's going to happen because they haven't announced any finale songs. So I'm just like, what are you guys going to do? Perform O.O.O again?
Yes.
Like 5 OT 2026 or 27?
No. This will be 18.
Right. Because they're filming the elimination now.
So they'll do that and then do a hip hop version and then they do a R&B version and then they'll do a country and soul version. Like each hour.
No, because I want to see that. Don't say that because now I'm getting excited. I would love to see a country version of O.O.O.
And they'll all be in cowboy boots.
Yes.
And her car will be like, yeehaw, I'm rapping. And she'll throw her little cowboy hat on the camera. And then she'll be like, oh, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, because I don't, it's interesting because normally they have like fun songs. And then they have that one song where they're all singing the slow song and they're all wearing a white dress. I don't see that happening for these girls.
They broke.
It might be like Idol School, but not really. That'd be fun if it was Idol School with all the eliminated girls on like different like floors of the stadium dancing around. I don't know if you watch Idol School. That was a fun time.
No, Idol School was looking a little bit too raggedy for me. I was like,
that's what made me like it. I was like, great. Everyone's
maximum crunch, perfect.
minus Natty and one girl and the girl that was supposed to get produced 101. They got rigged out of the lineup.
All I will ever remember about Idol School is looky, my super looky.
Let's not, because there was actually one girl that sounded good in that group and she ain't get in. They rigged her out.
Was she the one who was supposed to be number one?
No. She's not good. But there was one girl who was like singing. She was the one keeping the whole group together. But they kept giving all the lines to the really crunchy one.
I like that though.
But she might debut with Wan Young, so enjoy that. She's in Starship. She got scouted after that performance. Yeah, man. They're like, we like your crunch, girl. Come with us. She deserved the world. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning into the Planet Guardian podcast. We so appreciate you guys tuning in every week. What did you guys think? What are your top nines? How did you feel about the shenanigans of the O.O.O video? Did you agree with us? Did you not agree with us? Tell me in the comments. Goodness, I think I covered everything, right?
Yeah, the shenanigans of the snake performance too.
I'm a snake. I think
you need to send your energy to her. Stop looking pretty.
Your spirit winds.
Airbending powers.
She wanted you to